Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Tales of Fate, the first stories. Thank you for joining this evening for a night of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Niall, I use he, him, and I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight. Now, the Tales of Fate, this is our second story, and this is the first stories where our players will be heading into the wilds of the desert to find maybe the library of first stories. Will they find it, or will they die along the way? Who knows? But let's meet the players first and have a word from our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Michael. I use he, him pronouns, as so does my character, Royce Devereaux. Royce is the former captain of the White Rose, a ship that sunk. So now he's journeyed inland to Zakhara and finds himself in the desert. He hangs out with Umberto, the hobgoblin, and he is a gentleman who likes the luxuries of life, conversation, fine wines, and also pleasures that you'll soon discover. He is a lot of fun, and I hope you enjoy seeing what he gets up to. He also has a parrot called Pat Carrot, who is his conscience and most of his intelligence.
Hi everyone, my name is Ali, I use they them pronouns, and today I'm gonna make a fun service because I'm gonna play Umami, the druid slash rogue. It's gonna use they them pronouns. And you will notice that in the first 20 minutes that I don't know how to play a druid. But I'm here for the shenanigans and we'll see what happens.
Hello, my name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character Umberto. He is a hobgoblin barbarian, a fighter, a survivor. And okay, yeah, maybe a few years ago he might have made a boastful thing about how even fate herself couldn't affect him, and that might have had some repercussions here in the land of Zakhara, where your words do have meaning. He's fine. Don't worry about the old man. He's fine.
Hello, I'm Michael. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Atak Halal, a owlin druid. We'll see what happens and what's weird and strange spiritual sayings of the moons and stars I can come up with or steal, like unhonorably, from famous quotes.
Hello, I'm Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I shall be playing Devon. Yes, I'm finally bringing a character that uses part of my username to a D&D game. Yay! He is a half-elf artificer who is a specialist in archaeology. He comes to the group partway through the story after getting caught up in some shenanigans. He's missing his left eye and left arm. Has a bit of a thing with Umami and the rest and Royce. So let's see what shenanigans I can insert into this game.
Shenanigans.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favourite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection, and if you put !dice in chat, you can enter a raffle with a chance to win a set of Phoenix Dice of your own.
Big love to our D20 club on Patreon. They're great. You're wonderful. We love you so much. And they help us keep the kobolds in line, which is very important. They get up to all sorts of cheeky jam-related activities. Anyway, the D20 club, they've created a fan Discord where you can come and chat about all things Roll Together. And they've created a wiki page to help you keep track of all of our stories, which you can find at rolltogether.fandom.com. You can join and be as cool as they are from as little as one of your local currencies per month by following the link in chat or in the description below.
We are delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation and then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, mobile, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you'll get yourself a free Electrum chest.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and TikTok by searching Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and want to see our previous adventures, you can catch up straight after on YouTube or on your favourite podcasting app by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we run queer-friendly tables and encourage and support trans and GNC players and characters in our games. Our players and DM may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering but acknowledge that it does happen. We welcome corrections and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Check out Safety in Chat for content warnings and some of the safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit.
And now, let's begin. Hello and welcome to
What? Just like that.
I was downing some vodka, folks. You must forgive me.
I'll start again for you.
I
Sorry,
believe
Bruce. Hello and welcome to episode 3. And we are back with Tales of Fate, the first stories. I don't know why I was doing so much. I'm just losing my mind slowly but surely. But in the last session,
That happens when you play a lot of D&D.
yeah, losing my mind slowly, 100%, especially with you guys.
I'm gonna take that as a compliment.
Sure. So you guys went from the edge of the desert to the heart of the desert, traveling through, avoiding large purple worms, and getting every secret out of every NPC available, which was one. You learned. You learned
100% hit rate. We're doing well.
Ali's true name is Hakna, and that he is around 1,348 years old, according to him. He's part of the Eternal Army, which none of you have heard of. Why would you? But you are now heading into the land of frozen souls. And as you get there, Ali had traveled a little further ahead, and you had made it into this sort of not maze, but like statuesque garden full of statues. And then suddenly Ali started to sink into the ground, and the statue started to boom, 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 come alive. And I believe that's where we left ourselves. So how about we start by rolling some initiatives, guys?
I remember we killed and destroyed all the statues. We were actually taking a short rest after that fight. Didn't we?
No, I feel like you're misremembering.
No, we did, and we did it really cool. And
It was super cute.
and there were some really cool people up on the hill who were like, really nicely done, and so they gave us gifts, lovely gifts. You remember the gifts? Anyway, I
We
rolled
had
a
like
12.
an artifact, each of us.
Yes, each of us. Maybe, I don't know, a deck of something. Maybe a bag of magic beans.
No.
Hard to know there.
No.
What did you get, Alberto?
12.
12. Umami, I can see you got a 19. Royce?
10.
Oh,
10. Straight down the middle. Excellent stuff. So, in what sort of marching order do you think you'd be? Who do you think would be at the front?
were we riding the camels? Because we've got 2 camels. So
yeah, but you'd gotten off of them and you were walking them.
yeah.
So Ali was with, I can't remember who I was behind.
Ali had gone straight through the middle. It was about a 30-foot distance from you all.
So he'd walked off away from the camels.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who he was riding with, because obviously that person would still...
Umberto.
With Umberto.
Yes. So possibly, let's say I'm... Also, hey, to be slightly meta, as the barbarian, as I'm just like, yeah, here come the blows. Yeah, no. So I think, maybe even like, let's say 5 feet difference. I'm slightly ahead of the other camel.
Okay.
Another statue's like coming towards us. Are they doing the sort of like, or are they just started moving?
Yeah, they're kind of all their heads have... And there's about 3 within combat distance. You can see there are others further than Ali coming sort of in the background. They seem to also be moving now. Royce and Umami, can I assume that you two are also together?
Yeah, we would have been on the camel together, but he's walked off and as he's been clasped by the sands. We did say within game that we were immediately trying to get rope out and so forth to pull him out.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I suppose, as that moment happens, we know he's trapped. I'd assume, Royce would have jumped off to go, right, here we go, rescue attempt. So how that happens within those few seconds as the statue starts to come alive, I'll leave up to you. So I would have said I'd have jumped off the camel to go rope.
Great. And Umami, you still on the camel?
Probably.
Great. Sounds
it's safe
good
up there.
Umami,
the camel round. It's just like, bye guys.
Bye.
It is your turn first.
I want to assess the situation, but I don't want to spend my action on that. Is there any chance I can assess the situation? That's another game. No, I'm joking. So Ali, as we witnessed, is a very powerful being. Does he looks worried?
He kind of looks confused, like he's watching his legs slowly sink into the sand, and at this point he is like two legs deep, just getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
In that case, as a bonus action, I'm going to assume my starry form. Umami lifts the eye patch, and instead of an eye, there is a crystal, like moonlight, like very Sailor Moon scene, and it's gonna transform into the alter ego, which is the same but in fancy clothes. So imagine Gordon Ramsay in Sailor Moon clothes.
I can't help but think about it now. Well,
You fucking what?
And this is on the audience. This is on you guys.
Yeah.
You made me do this. Not that
Out of the moon, you donkey.
You made me do this. And as an action, I'm gonna cast Thornwhip upon Ali. Yes, I know. Just hear me out. For 23 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely is.
So it's not gonna be not little damage, but it's 6 points of piercing damage. But here's the interesting thing. The creature is pulled towards me 10 feet.
Very nice.
So it's trying to sort of create like this rogue trick to start pulling and helping Ali. I'm gonna try to tie this magical thorn into the camel, so using the weight of the camel to stop Ali from sinking further.
Okay. Ali's hands are up, one hand with the compass, one hand gets lashed by this thorn. He goes, ah! As you like wrench him from the ground. You start pulling him back with the camel. They come up out of the sand, but they're prone at the moment. They're on the ground, like, let go! As they scream, as they ask. You can see the thorns like tearing at their like clothes.
One more scar, I guess.
Oh,
Oh,
very good, very good. Very good.
It's ruthless. Anything else, or is that you?
That's it, thank you.
Great stuff. Okay, that is the first stone creature's turn. One of them starts to move towards you, Royce.
Mm.
They crack and rustle their way towards you. They are quite slow.
Great.
And it doesn't it gets close to you, but it doesn't actually have the ability to like attack you. It's kind of rushing towards you. You gather?
Is it rushing with a weapon, or is it just?
No, it's just its hands.
Hands. Okay.
It's like an awful, uncanny thing where it's moving quite fast, but it's also doing so jarringly. It's almost like it's going to lose its
Like a Ray
balance.
Harryhausen animation from the Sinbad films. It moves a bit like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's such a good reference. Yes.
It's missing frames. Very rude.
Unfortunately for you, Umberto, you are within distance for them to attack you.
So
And
rude.
2 attack at you.
Mhm.
1 for a 19 to hit,
That does hit.
and the second one for a 11 to hit.
That does not.
Actually, I should probably wait to see what the first one does before I roll the second one. I've just continued reading my stat sheet and gone.
I mean,
Yes, it does something rather specific that might affect the second one's
Fair.
attack.
I mean, again, rude, but fair.
Okay, so the first one deals 4 points of. Oh no, not 4. 7 points of slashing damage
Ouch.
as its broken hands claw into you,
Ugh.
and the stone on its fingers jut out and start to slash at you. Could you now make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Gracious. 16.
That is a pass. You can feel the sort of magic of its claws seep into your skin, but you brush it off with you just your sheer force of will. But you feel that these creatures are enchanted, and there's some sort of weight to them. You do feel heavier and sluggish after just being scratched by one. The second one slashes. Sorry, what's going on with my mouth? Slashes at your face. But you think to yourself, I don't want to have that again. You manage to move just out of the way, definitely. And that is when you all hear laughter from the sand. And it echoes out. And from in front of Ali, the sand itself starts to whirl and swirl. And 2 creatures, mimicking humanoid form, rise out. One of them flies using the air and the sand that seems to be part of it, and breathes out a huge breath of blinding dust. Could you all make dexterity saving throws for me, please?
Everyone.
Yes, please.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound good for all of us then.
I mean, I have advantage on this roll, and I still got a 9.
Jesus.
13
11.
for me.
13, and what did you get, Omami?
11.
Oh no.
A 13 and 11 pass, but you, Umberto, are blinded. As the dust gets into your eyes, you can't see anything. You are blinded for a minute.
Jesus.
You will be able to repeat this saving throw at the end of your turn. But at the moment, you are indeed blinded by all this dust and sand. The second creature flies at you, Royce, rushing in.
Mm-hmm.
It claws at you. Oh, for a 10. So that's going to
10.
miss.
It's going to miss, yes.
Yeah. It claws at you with its sand-like hands. And you can't see what's going on around you, but it is almost swirling around you, but you can see this figure inside of the swirling dust, and it has this menacing laughter and smile looking at you, and its eyes glow with this ethereal magic light within the sand.
Can I be cheeky? I have a thing where I'm fortune from the many, which I get to add the number of allies I have if I mess up a saving throw. So an 11 would have passed, right?
Yeah.
So can I retroactively say that fate has smiled upon me and my eyes are now suddenly clear? And
Well, it's a feature that you have as a hobgoblin, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just, yeah, totally fine.
again, it is that sort of thing where you're like, you failed the saving roll. Did I? By 2? You're like, yeah. I was like, yeah. I think poor Umberto's eyes are like, oh no, I can't get sand in my eyes. And it's sort of like, I don't know, like almost like a cat, like sort of extra eyelids. I'm like, that's a hobgoblin thing. I'm fine.
It's a hobgoblin thing. Don't think about it.
Yeah. Hey, don't think about it.
Beautiful stuff. But yeah, you guys are now surrounded by these stone creatures. In the distance, you can hear, oh no. And I think, Umberto, you'd be able to see, but Ali is slowly sinking into the sand again, where he stood.
Oh, shit.
Umberto, it is your turn.
Okay, so 2 stone creatures one stone creature that's kind of sort of slashed me.
You've got almost one on either side, and then in front of you, this sand thing that's just blown more dirt and sand into your eyes.
Yeah, and Ali, how far away is Ali from me?
Through the dust creatures, probably about 30 foot.
Right, other side of the dust creature, so I can't. Okay.
Yeah, they kind of created a wall in front of you.
God. And especially now we know more of why the things are. Oh, it's not his day. Anyway, let's start. Obviously, I'm going to rage, which, as we've established, is just him being like, just very disappointed to these. So these look like, because these were people. They look like people. These statues. They're now suddenly turned just full on dad mode, like very disappointed. I'm gonna start swinging on the one that did me wrong. So
did me wrong. Go for it.
Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does it.
19.
Beautiful. I hit that biggin for 15 points of slashing damage.
Yeah, nice. You crunch into it, and an arm flies off into the sand, getting lost with the wind as the sand starts to blow over it. The desert itself seems to have come alive, and you realize that you're struggling to see further than maybe 100 feet in front of you. You're not stuck in a sandstorm, but you're certainly stuck in this fight.
You love it when the environment is like, this is the area. Don't go off that way. That's out of bounds.
As you start to move away, it goes, you are leaving the game area. Would you like to return?
We'll accuse you of treason. Come back. I'm like, I think I also sort of just... Oh, actually, I did my rage, so I'll roll on the table. I am now surrounded in beautiful glowing balls of light. So that's a plus to my AC and anyone within 10 feet of me. So
that's you, Royce.
Royce, beautiful lights just start spinning around you. It's
Dreamweaver. Yeah, love it.
It's very sort of Will of the Wisp, sort of like the sort of lights you see at the edge of the desert, that kind of thing, where you're like, yeah. But while Royce just gently sort of just lights.
Saturday Night Fever.
It's so beautiful. Cool. I think I just sort of call out like, Ali, you're right.
From the distance you hear, I'm sinking.
Umberto turns to a non-existent camera. Fuck. And then turns back. Sorry, it's just that I'm sinking. Nothing has changed, friend. Cool. Yeah. So if I want to get to him, I need to get past 2 stone things and whatever the sand monstrosity is.
Yeah. Is that the rest of your turn, or
I think, again, like, looking at what my bonus actions are, I think it might... Yes. Yes. Oh, I used my bonus action because I'm raging. I think Roberto squares himself off to try and stop these things getting... I know the one's going for Royce, but I'm going to at least... I took an arm off. I took off the offending arm. I did something today, folks.
And what a good turn it was.
Thank you.
Royce, it is your turn.
I've got a Pat Carrot question.
Yeah.
Is Pat part of my initiative roll? And if I use him in any way, well, I'll explain what I'd like to do. So the rope has come out, and then things have gone to shit, and then something's attacked me. What I'd like to do is wrap the rope around this arm, throw it up in the air for the parrot to catch and take to Ali. However, my foes are in between me and Ali. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Then the rope is just going to go to Pat, because otherwise they're just going to chop it if I go between the two of them. So I'm going to throw up a rope for a parrot to catch and take to Ali. So at least he has one end of the rope, and then I'll deal with, well, the rest of it. Hopefully Pat will keep hold of the other end of the rope. I know he's a parrot. He can't keep a fully grown man up, but at least someone's attached to him in some way. Can I do that and also attack the thing that's in front of me? Please.
So I've just found some Pat
facts.
Pat facts. Great.
Yeah, so and the strength of a parrot is apparently 3.
A normal parrot, yes, but this is the great Pat Carrot.
It's a macaw. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's also light boned, isn't it?
You're light boned.
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah.
Wow, folks, episode 3 is where it all comes down.
Oh, I love you guys. Okay.
As you gently sob.
I tell you what. The DC for Pat to carry the rope is 10.
Okay.
But it's got a -4 to its strength roll.
It can happen.
Right.
It could happen.
Yeah.
So I'm rolling.
You're gonna use your action to throw the rope.
Yeah.
And you're gonna roll an acrobatics check. No, an athletics check to throw a rope.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you get past a 15, you give Pat advantage.
Okay. So I've got to roll over 15 on an athletics check. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's 16 plus 3. That's 19. Yeah!
So Pat now has advantage
Yes.
at catching this rope.
Yes. Pat! Okay. And what do I have to get?
14
I'll just tell you.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you and you can
14.
decide.
Just
So,
throw a
you've
rope
told me
up.
anyway. Oh, great! It's a 5! Yeah! Okay, Pat! And I just
at
hit him.
advantage.
Oh, at advantage. Great.
Yeah.
Forgot that.
The rope's going up, misses, rope's coming down again.
Okay. And I got a 10! Yeah!
A 10 in total.
Well, hang on, what modifiers does Pat have? Just 10?
-4.
Oh, -4. Okay, 6.
You Pat like goes, the fuck? As you launch a rope at it.
The marvelous thing is, canonically, Pat's okay when you throw a knife at him, but when
Yeah.
you throw a rope, he's like,
Right.
I don't, mate,
Not
I
that
don't,
anything to do with that.
Weird. Why are you throwing snakes? Odd.
Yeah, I don't think I looked at the stats for a parrot before we did any of this.
No, he was only
To be
dropping
fair-
he was dropping a dagger. That's all
A
right.
dagger is actually considerably lighter than a rope.
Yes.
That's a
It's a
Pat
50 foot. It's a 50-foot
Yeah,
rope.
but that is a Pat fact.
Yeah.
Okay, so all that's happened is I've chucked the rope in the air and now it's landed back on me.
Yeah, it's you
Right.
like, and now it's like,
Great.
all right. Any bonus actions?
I have no bonus actions. That's all I did that go. That's right.
Cool.
Because it would
In
have
the
been really heroic and cool, but they didn't work.
in the distance, you feel that maybe help is coming.
I wonder why.
Maybe.
Goodness.
But at that point, you can hear Ali go, guys, and the few of you that can see, he is now waist deep. And he's grabbing sand with one hand and holding the compass with the other. But the more sand he seems to be grabbing, the more it just seems to be swallowing him.
So I just realised, as a rogue, could I have done a dash as an action after that?
Well, that's a bonus section as well.
Where's that
It's a bonus action. Okay. Would you like me to? Could I, after the disappointment of a piece of rope falling down on me, could I try and burst through with a dash to try and just chuck it myself to him past the thing that's nasty and in front of me? I know he's going to hit me, but
yeah, you could go around. What's your dash movement would be 60, right? Would you like
yes.
to incur 2 opportunity attacks or 3?
Oh God. Well, I wonder.
3 will be faster.
Yeah.
3 you'll be faster and you'll be closer, but with 2 you'll use more movement.
Okay.
But you won't get as close, basically.
Won't get as close, but I'll have a rope in my hand to chuck to the person.
Yeah.
Well, I'll only take 2, please.
All right.
Because I don't want to go right next to him. I'll go in as well. I know it's
Oh no,
a
you
very,
can. To be fair,
very Royce thing to do, but
you can actually.
I'll save you.
You can actually get right next to him.
Well, I don't want to stand right next to him.
How far do you want to
coming
be?
to save
I mean, he's in
you.
quicksand. I'm coming to save you. Good, I'm here. Give him a
Do you want
cuddle.
to be 10 foot away? 15 foot away?
Well, I've got a 30-foot rope, so 10, because he walked up to it and it didn't fall in, so surely 10 foot away is going to be all right.
Great. Okay. So you're currently 10 foot away with a rope,
Yeah.
waiting patiently. Let's roll those. Actually, I should probably have rolled that first.
Because obviously I didn't run throwing the rope. That would have been far too logical. I just dashed with it and stood in front of him. Yes.
Well, you threw it first, and then when that didn't work, then you moved it back up.
And then I ran up and stopped. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Would a 14 have hit you?
No.
Great.
Which of the what enemies are attacking Royce? Is it
And are they attacking me with
One
melee,
of them
with
is.
hands?
Oh no, it has advantage to hit you. Would a 15 have hit you?
What are they using to hit me? Because I've got
their hands.
so it's a melee. Is that a melee weapon? The hands?
It is a melee.
Then no, they can't hit me with that either.
Hey.
And these are the ones that are next to me, right?
No, these are the ones that are next to Royce. So Royce,
Right.
you're currently flanked by 2. Royce had 2 next to him. 1 dust, 1 stone. The stone one missed, and it does move unnaturally fast as well, which also gives it that discomfort as you run past it. The dust creature, lashes out at you for a 21.
Yeah, that's going to hit me.
Yeah. You take 5 points of slashing damage as the sand and the dust hits you so hard and so quickly that it starts to slash through your clothes.
Ouch.
Really rubbing salt in the wound.
We have fun here.
Not your best work, but okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, you take 10 damage now for
For hurting my feelings.
I was okay when Tom said I had light bones, but that's
Too much. Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, you can see Haknar is stomach deep now.
Okay.
Oh no.
And the more he seems to be clawing at the sand, the more he's going down. Umami, it is now your turn.
Well, saying that is Ali still? What did Ali do in his turn?
He's trying to claw himself out, but he can't seem to get himself out.
Healing by prevention. So I'm going to attack one of the sandy thingers. whichever you want to pick.
You can pick the closest one or the furthest one.
The one that is closest to Ale.
Okay.
As my action, I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt using my feature. So that is a 30-20 to hit.
Yeah, it definitely hits.
For nice 13. Radiant
points
damage.
of radiant damage.
Radiant
Yeah.
damage.
How does
the
your
next-
guiding bolt look?
Imagine it looks like knives. So there's like 3 or 4 knives, like they just fall from the sky and do what they are meant to do against this creature. The next thing is, well, they actually. So my moon sickle looks like a huge cleaver knife with like very intricate markings, and after that, the creature is like marked by the moon. So the next creature has advantage against, advantage for an attack. And then, as my Sailor Moon transformation, I'm going to use the Archer feature to make another range attack for 18 to hit.
The same one?
Yes. Actually, no. The other one, so because I don't need the advantage. The other one for
18 hits.
And I'm gonna do 1d8 plus 3, 6 points of radiant damage.
Beautiful stuff. 6 points.
With my movement still in the camel, I'm gonna try to flank. Like I really don't want to be close to these people, but more like it looks like some optics could be like I'm getting away, but actually I'm just reposition myself in a more strategic position.
Yeah, you want to be flanking the ones that Umberto's fighting?
Yes, please.
Great. That is totally doable. So, you cast your guiding bolt and loads of knives, radiant knives, lash down at the first dust creature, which screams out in pain. You can hear that low echoing voice as it starts to come apart, but it glows Umberto in front of you, and you know where it is. There's no confusion now. You then shoot out your Sailor Moon Archer shot from your starry form, and the one behind Umberto also seems to blow a large radiant hole, converting some of the dust into glass shards, and it shatters down onto the ground, again with a low rumbling pain. Ali, or Umami, you notice that the camel starts to get smaller as you're like riding it. And you're like, this is strange, really.
Oh, no.
And you look down and you can see that it's slowly sinking into the sand with you on top of it.
I'm gonna jump away from the camera. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you
you
jump off the camel. And as you do, you land into the sand and your feet instantly sink shin deep.
Oh, no.
Okay, guys, this is it. This is it.
Goodbye, my
do
friends.
something else in my turn, and that's the end of my turn.
Oh, God.
The ending is it. Okay, so the first one is going to strike out at you, Umberto, for a 18 to hit.
That does hit.
That does 2d8 damage. And could you make me another Constitution saving throw, please?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
11.
Fails.
Does it fail by 3?
It failed by 1.
Okay, I don't want wherever this is happening. I mean, maybe it's a waste. I'll do my other fortune.
Great. Yeah, that sounds smart to me.
Yeah.
You do take you take another 12 points of slashing damage.
Halved because I'm raging.
Half because you're raising to 6. And you can feel sluggish again as this thing is slashing into you with its cursed claws.
Oh, my old bones.
The second one is going to attack you for a 9, so that misses. And the third one is also going to attack you because everybody's moved away from it. Nobody wants to play. A 12 will miss as well.
That
Yes.
does.
13 will miss.
That does, yeah.
Okay, the dust creature is going to attack you as well, because you, again, you're the closest thing, but a 12 will miss you. The other dust creature is going to move spaces, and at both you and Ali, it's going to breathe again. Could you make a dexterity saving throw, both Umami and Umberto, please?
Cool. 18.
18. That passes. And Umami?
12.
That also passes. Both of you, this blast of dust goes out over you, but you cover your eyes knowing what's going to happen. You manage to shield yourself from being blinded. In front of you, Royce, Ali is sinking and is one of the hands has disappeared and the other one's reaching out for you.
Just standing there with a rope.
Just standing there with a rope.
But that's how quickly it's happening.
Okay.
You're literally watching him disappear as this goes. Umberto, it is your turn.
Fiddly dee. Okay. So one of these Rongans is lit up, right, by the power of moonlight. And
that's one of the dust creatures. Yes.
I think I'm going to go for that one. I think I'll take that advantage and try and hit it with my great axe. Might as well get rid of these dusty fiends. Let's have a look. So I have a... Oh, God. Does a 12 hit?
At advantage.
With advantage, yeah.
A 12 does hit, though.
Oh! I was a negative Nazi for nothing. That is 9 points of slashing.
Might as well roll the advantage just in case you get the 20.
No, that was with the advantage.
Sad times.
Sad times. I got a 2 and a 6, and then that was, with the advantage. Yes, so 9 points of slash.
Yeah, as you slash out at this dust creature, you finish it. Whatever ethereal magic seems to be playing onto it disappears from view as it drops into the air. You notice slightly the sands around the 100 feet get a little bit weaker as you do so.
Interesting. Again, using my not the best little peepers, where I'm just like, okay, Royce seems to be doing that. Umami is slowly being consumed by the desert. I think I do just say, "You're right, Umami." It is that sort of thing. It's like, I probably should go save them, but then if I get stuck, who will save me?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
it's a good question. Thank you.
To be honest, I think I'm doing a decent job of distracting these ones. So adorable. Yes, so I think I'm just until otherwise called into action, I'm just going to keep fighting these statue bobs. Technical terminology here. Yeah.
Statue bobs. So, you continue to fight the statue mobobs, and Royce, you see Ali's head go under just before as the hand is the only thing that's out now. Umberto, your feet start to sink. into the ground.
Ah, biscuits.
Royce, it is now your turn.
Right, my feet haven't started to sink.
Not yet.
Right, okay. So I've now got to throw a rope to someone who can't see for them to catch it.
Well, I mean, yeah, the hand's still out.
Well, the hand's still out. Yeah, what am I going to do? What, throw it and hope they go, oh, yeah, that's a rope. Well, that's the reason I'm there. So I'm going to try and get this rope to, unless, of course, I go all the way up to him and tie the bloody thing around his hand. But obviously, there's no sign of this sand having any difference in terms of texture or appearance. You know, there's no way I'd know, that looks like solid sand and that doesn't.
Not really. It's all moving too fast. There seems to be like an air whipping up everything.
So it's one of these buggers probably doing it, but I've got a... So either I'm going to have to chuck and hope they catch it, or I'm going to have to go up and tie it round and pull them up. Well, the only definite one is to go and grab him. That's the only point of I'm definitely know I'm going to get him, because otherwise I've got to have a blind man catch a rope, which I'm pretty sure is going to be quite tough. Okay, so that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to run towards them, keeping what I hope is a distance, and following the same trajectory that he made to grab his hand with my left arm and have my rapier out in the other one. That's about all I think I'm going to be able to do. Well, and then if I can get him, I'm going to dash the other way, pulling him.
You can get to him because you're like 10 feet away.
Yeah. So I'm going to...
So you grab onto his hand.
Yeah, and then
with
dash
one
the other way.
arm.
Yeah.
And you're going to try and pull him out. So make an athletics check, please.
Athletics check. Come on. That is a nat 20.
Absolute joy. Absolute joy.
Oh.
You, with one arm, pull all the strength you can muster as your bicep feels like it's about to burst from its skin. You rip Ali out, and you can see his head pull out of the sand, and he looks up at you, and he's like, "Cheers, mate."
No problem.
Any bonus sections as you wrestle him out, like up to his torso. Both arms are free as you start to pull him out of the sand with one arm.
There you go. Well, that's the only thing I can do is dash or disengage or hide. So will you allow me to use dash to pull him all the way out? Since it's motioning that way.
It'd be another strength check because you've got to pull him out. You can move, but you can't move him.
Okay, I can't pull him out any further with that dash action.
No.
It was a 20.
It was a 20?
Yeah, and you got him halfway out. Like, literally halfway out.
Thank you, DM.
So all I'll be able to do is go, wait there and run away.
Like it across the sand.
No, nothing seems to be near you, really. There's you can see statues in the distance crawling their way towards you, but they move so slowly.
Okay. So the guys who attacked me haven't come for me.
No, they're surrounding Umberto and Naomami. You turn around, you can sort of see them in a cluster fighting.
Well, I suppose I'll...
But you can also see them getting shorter.
Good point. Oh, well.
The statues aren't.
Okay.
The statues are staying on top.
Ah.
That's interesting. Well, then I can't go anywhere, so I'll remain here as a lifeline to my new best chum.
Great. As you're holding on to Ali.
Oh, you bastard.
You're both smiling, I guess, at like the idea.
Oh, yeah,
you're free. And it's an impressive feat of strength. And then you start to slowly sink down, and he looks at you, and his smile instantly goes as he starts to sink back down with you. Okay. Umami, it's your turn.
As Umami is sinking,
What are you thinking about?
They wonder if the rescue, well, it's not a rescue call, but the signal of distress has reached to their friend. But even if it didn't, we have to solve this situation, right? So, with my passive perception of 15, did I realize the change in the sands?
No. There doesn't seem to be the sand always seems to be moving. It's this weird effect where you can't really see what's solid and what's not. Where you stood was solid, and then it's not.
Good.
Oh, in literal seconds.
As my action, I'm gonna cast Guiding Ball with 1 spell slot against the other sandy creature.
Great.
For fuck me, 11.
An 11 just misses. You shoot out a bolt, but your foot and your legs fall even deeper into the sand. You are now about crotch deep in the sand as it's slowly creeping up your torso. You sort of fire off this guiding bolt, trying not to hit Umberto as your height difference changes.
So, audience, you have to know that I've never played a druid, so I don't know what I'm doing with the wild shape. However, as Umami starts sinking and sinking and sinking, suddenly a pair of claws sort of get out of the sand as Umami turns into a giant badger. And I will use my movement to try to find a place where the sand is firm.
And do badgers have burrow speed?
10.
10 foot of burrow speed. Nice.
That's not
You start to claw your way out of the sand, and you can feel, as you almost like move through the shifting sand, that the sand itself seems to be changing. Like at some points, it for a second it's hard, and then it'll smoothen over, and then it'll harden in places, and it'll smoothen over.
So like, it's reacting to us. Well, a giant badger has a -4 to intelligence.
But you're a druid, so you keep your intelligence, your wisdom, and your charisma.
Am I that clever? Oh yeah, +0. Fine.
I have a -10.
I don't know what sand is.
So that was 10. I want to try to use my other movement to get close to my friends. Sort of like if I were swimming, trying to use the movement of the sand to get to
Yeah, once you're on top of the sand, you can move across it.
To Royce.
So
Okay.
how much footage would you have after your 10 foot of burrow?
So my total speed is 30, so it would be 10 burrow and then 20 left.
Yeah, you get to Royce, who is also sinking.
And you feel warm as the giant badger jumps into your back and starts sinking with you.
Oh.
Like a dog is like you, like.
Ali looks at you and goes, "Don't worry, it's fine."
Oh, thank goodness.
I just saw
there
the
is an eye patch on the.
on the badger. Very good. Very good. And eye patch on the badger. You do all sink, each one of you, another few footage. You've gone from your shins to your thighs, including you, Umberto. Ali goes back to his neck.
Hang on, he was at his waist before, surely up to his nipples.
All right, up to it, just past his nipple.
Right, okay, good.
Still holding on to the compass.
Yeah. The compass is going wild. Like it's just spinning crazy in his hand, and he's looking at it like, what is going on? It increases. The creatures start to attack again for a 11 to hit you, Umberto.
Nope.
A 11 again, and a 20.
Yeah, actually.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
That's 9 slashing damage, and could you make me a
half.
Constitution saving throw again?
Okay, so do we round up or round down when it comes to
Always rounding down. So what did I say? It was 9, so it'd be 4.
4? Beautiful. I have rolled the Constitution saving throw of 24.
Very nice. Yeah, that's a pass. You can again feel this creature's weight weighing you down, but you managed to breathe through. Oh my gosh, a natural 20 from the dust creature.
Hello.
Which just envelops you completely as you're sort of like, I feel like,
No. I wasn't supposed to get sand in my eyes.
It rolled real low,
Yeah.
so you only took 5 points of slashing damage, which is half down to 2.
Oh no! Ouchies! Ow.
As it starts to just attack at you. Again, you all drop down another good feat. Ali is now at his neck, hand underneath, one hand holding onto you, Royce. You are now at your waist. Umberto, you are at a similar place. Umami, your feet are in because you're on top
my
of
back.
Royce.
Don't worry about the badger.
Badger backpack. I love it.
Yeah, Umberto, it's your turn.
Like, to be honest, a slightly smarter character would have been like, let's try and work out if I can pull myself out of the sand. Umberto, who is in a berserker rage, is just going to keep swinging. This is how he dies. He knew fate would turn on him one day, and it happens to be the desert has chosen to eat him. So, Niall, who have I still got around me?
You've got 4 creatures around you. 3 are stone, and 1 is that dust creature.
I think I'm gonna go. Again, this is the problem where Tom's trying to be smart. I was like, well, when you hit the dust thing, the dust creature got worse. No, I'm also annoyed that this thing keeps trying to make me heavier. So yeah, I'm just gonna go for one of the Stutchmer Bobs.
Great, go for it.
So does a 17 does hit.
17 does hit.
I do. 12 points of slashing.
Nice. The one that you have taken the arm off of, you completely smash into smithereens as you swing, tearing it into pieces. Is there any bonus actions or anything you'd like to do?
I'm just sort of thinking. So, Ali and Royce, other side of the big sand beast. Umami is everyone's. I'm with. Is the camel?
You're by yourself.
Yeah.
The camel hat at this point is nearly gone.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, please don't. Yeah. Have you? The moon says that you've taken good care of the camels. No.
Still one thing we promised ATAC.
ATAC, no! ATAC, we cut to, he's just got like a 10-yard stairs. Like, oh no.
Something bad happened to those camels.
That's been the exchange. ATAC. If ATAC was here, he would have instantly just disappeared.
Fact, for free, make me a perception check.
Sure. It's a 10.
There's one camel in the distance, the one that you rode in and you got off of. That one seems to be stood fine watching this whole thing.
Well,
just behind it, swirling desert sand.
We have nothing against this camel. Yeah, I mean, it's a rope. There's not like a bonus action thing I could do to try and get out of this sand. That would have been an action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, and I haven't got any allies near me. And I've kept my rage up, you know. Umberto embraces his fate, really. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that nihilism is a free action. It's just like so it goes. He says
Beautiful
slowly
stuff.
sinks. Yeah. That's my turn.
Royce, it's your turn. As Ali is slowly sinking in the sands, and so are you. So is this giant badger on your back.
Yeah, exactly.
Pushing down more.
But I've noticed the compass in Ali's hand is spinning uncontrollably.
Yeah.
So Royce turns to Ali and says, if a compass reaches the magnetic north, what would it do? Would it just spin?
Ali sort of looks at you and it's like, maybe? As the sun is like...
But if the compass is a direction to where we're meant to go and it's now spinning on the top, perhaps where we're meant to go is down.
Or
Do you want to do anything on your turn?
Yeah, I'm saying that conversation. Yeah, well, the only thing I can think of is to try and tie a bit of rope round a crossbow bolt and fire it at the camel that's still on the surface.
Oh God!
But are you gonna try and stay, or are you gonna just?
No, that's a conversation. I'm just asking
Yeah.
Ali. He knows more about these blooming
But I
compasses
mean, like,
than I
that's
do.
yeah. His face sort of like, as it's slowly going under the sun, his face sort of like listens to what you're saying, and he's like, that makes sense. As the sand slowly goes over his face.
Well, as he says that, and I realise I haven't probably got time to wrap a knot and then go thunk.
He lets go of your hand, and you see a little thumbs up.
And I go, abracadabra, voila! And I exit and stand in a pose of supreme theatricality, holding a rapier above my head. Yeah, like the Statue of Liberty.
And that is what happens. You slowly start to sink. Umami.
Pat,
Yeah?
I'll meet you back at the Oasis.
And you see Pat fly down onto the camel that's still like just stood there watching this whole thing and goes, at the Oasis, see you there.
That's Pat's camel now, just riding across the desert.
Umami, are you just taking a lift off of Royce?
I feel like hearing Royce, it makes sense what they're saying, but going down could also be going up. What if the location is in the sky, right? So are the creatures still attacking us? Like,
they're still attacking Umberto, yeah.
It's fine. How bad does Umberto look like?
Not great.
Oh Jesus! I'm gonna drop that. So suddenly, Sailor Moon comes back to life, and I'm gonna use a second level. Jesus Christ!
Yay! Second level Jesus is here.
Jesus.
How far?
I'll turn
How
my full
far
power.
is Umberto from me?
He's about
30 feet, was it? Other side of the...
about 20 feet away.
Okay.
Okay, so let's redo that. I'm gonna borrow 10 feet, and then the other 20. The badger gets close to Umberto, turns into Sailor
I
Moon.
mean, you could have just walked on top because you're barely. You're on top of Royce.
I'm gonna do that. You imagine whatever happens. And once I'm in touch distance to Umberto, second level cure wounds.
Right, as you change shape,
Yes.
cure wounds on Umberto.
For sorry, 6.
Hey, it's better. It's better than nothing. Thank you.
the stone creature's turns are next as Umami, you start to sink again. You all start to sink. Umberto, your arms start to get trapped in the sand, and you're restrained, as so are you, Royce, as you're going down.
Embrace it! Yeah!
As you shout that, two of them attack Umberto.
I'm a foes.
Umberto, they cannot attack you inside the sand.
I'll be dead.
One of them hits you for a 23, I believe.
Ouches.
It deals... Oh, wow, that's a lot of damage. That's 16 points of slashing damage, half to 8.
Ouch.
And can you make me another Constitution saving throw, please?
$22.
That's another pass. As you start to sink in under the sand, the last thing you see is Umami being attacked by the dust creature as it flies over your head.
Oh, shit.
But I think a 11 will miss you, Umami. Yeah. No worries then. You both disappear under the sand. Umami, you are still above the sand with these creatures next to you.
Am I the only one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Pat and the camel's still there.
Umami.
Ali looks so offended.
What would you like to do?
I like to think
As
this is
they
also
start to
encounter
move
where you're like,
forward to you.
how dare? Go on.
Yes, Niall. Niall? What,
Yeah.
What's happening?
Next, all the creatures that are still above the sand are slowly moving closer to you.
But
You're
they are
about
not...
halfway. You're about halfway buried.
Okay.
It's your turn. It's
Just
their
take-
turn next.
Listen. Listen. I'm going to... You know, I'm just gonna make it... I'm gonna drop back, lay on the sand, and start making a dust angel. You know, like...
Alright, I just want to get this right. You're gonna go prone.
Yes.
Right, okay, cool.
Oh, no.
You start to sink further down into the sand, and as you do, clawed hands start to reach over from the sky and attack you. Will a 18 hit you?
Yes.
Hey, Royce, do you have healing?
You take 17 points of slashing damage from the
Seven.
first one.
Jesus Christ.
Umami, rage! Rage!
I'm going
Seven-
to... Wait a minute.
Could
I'm
could
gonna...
you make me
Kelly
a
rebuke
s-
that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna Kelly rebuke that.
Yeah.
With my... Because Tiefling. Could
Please.
you please make me a dexterity saving throw 12?
It fails.
23 fire damage as the scorching
It
fire of the
explodes.
desert comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like a
Explodes.
silvery flame.
The flames completely engulf this creature and it crumbles into nothing. Could you make me a DC? Could you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
13.
Oh, very, very good. You start to feel a bit sluggish, but you're okay. The second one also attacks you. For 18 to hit.
18
Yeah.
hits.
It deals 12 points of damage to you. Are you okay?
The hard cut off of that laugh. You're like, ah,
I'm alive. If that's the
yay,
question.
they live.
Could you make me another Constitution
No.
saving throw, please?
Come on. Come on. 16. Woof.
That's good. Okay, and the final dust creature is a natural 20.
Bugger off.
It deals 5. No. It deals 6 points of slashing damage to you. Are you still conscious?
I am unconscious.
You're unconscious. As your consciousness
Just
slips
barely unconscious.
away, Umami's body slips under the sand. And you all feel this tugging along your body, and almost suddenly, like you are weightless. And you can hear the sounds of moving sands going around you. And then almost suddenly, as you start to feel weightless and it starts to feel comfortable, you can suddenly feel current underneath you, and you are wet, and you realize you're underwater, and you are rip-roaring through something. And light suddenly sparkles your vision, slowly bubbling up past your eyes, this blue light. You still underwater, but then you are flung out into a large pool. Royce, you first crash into this water, and you come to the surface, and you can see a large cavern lit by water, and the water itself is glowing this beautiful electric blue. You hear a large splashing sound next to you as you see a hobgoblin figure fall out from the sky. And then from a different point, where you can see another tunnel of water coming down, you see a tiefling body that you recognize as Umami fly out, waving raggedly. Umami, could you make me your first death saving throw, please?
Let's roll. How do I roll?
D20. You need a 10 or above.
There we go. Do you want me to text you, or you want everybody to know?
Everybody knows. It's all good.
17.
Great stuff. You can make one first successful death saving throw. Umberto comes to the water, and you both see each other. You look around, and you can't see Hacknar at all, but you can see a figure on the beach side. And that figure, would you like to describe yourself?
I'm a mummy. No, I'm not really. Hello. Stood on the beach with a very confused look on his face. He's a half elf with grey hair, some little stripes of black through it, signaling he's quite an old half elf. Big eye patch on his left eye, covering up nearly his entire face. You can see there's some like black veiny scarring that seems to be just sticking out from underneath and above it. White and black goatee, scarring on the other side of the face, grey eyes, wearing very rusted sort of steampunk armor, but with a big dirty duster coat over it, with this big yellow deserty style scarf and very glowy gloves that look like they've got lightning crackling from them.
Cool.
Ahoy there!
We're like, great, our friend's drowning.
Yeah, in a moment, I'd love to make your acquaintance, but I've got someone to save. And I'm going to swim towards the tiefling who plopped out of it.
I'm also swimming.
Umami does quite obviously not rise to the surface.
Does temporary hit points help bring people back from death saving throws, or does it have to be?
No, I think it needs to be proper hit points.
Okay, good to know. I think this is not the first time me and Royce have had to do something like this.
Yeah, you start to swim across towards Umami. Could you make me another death saving throw, please?
7.
That's
one
on failure.
Now, as a sailor, Royce has been in the ocean quite a lot. So I'm just going to say, can I swim a bit quicker than maybe other people swim? I don't know. Can I get there quite quick?
You as a pirate would not learn how to swim because that's bad luck. That's a pirate fact. Please let him swim.
We'll just continue with your initiative scores. We'll say that Umberto gets there first because technically, unless you have a swim speed, your swim speed is technically half your movement.
I've got long arms.
Also, I'm not wearing armor. Dash there.
Yeah.
So Umberto would get there first to the body.
I think I put them into like lifesavers position. So I'm doing the thing of like floating and keeping Umami on like my chest. I'm like, you got healing, Royce.
And it would be your turn next, Royce.
No, but do we have any healing potions? Because I seem to remember we were allowed an uncommon item.
It depends what everybody picked.
Well, I picked a healing potion because I had a sword and a healing potion.
There you go.
There's other ways. Come on.
Well, other ways to help you.
It's a medicine check, or if we can. Oh, Mommy, why did you not make good berries? We could just.
Well, it would be the only thing that I think Royce would know what to do.
Yeah.
It looks like you're having a bit of trouble with your friend there. I have the capabilities to heal if you can get them to the shore.
We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, I like this fellow already. Let's go.
Charging my hands up.
Excellent. You can help Umberto to get the body to shore, which would get it there faster, basically.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that then.
Great. So you get them, you get them across shore faster. But Umami, I need another death saving throw, please.
Oh God. Come on.
19.
That's another save. You managed to pull Umami onto the shore. You get off, and you can see this cabin is beautifully lit up again. Umami's face is almost highlighted wonderfully in this light blue. And
I'm just going to say, as we get to the shore, and I look up, and I see the person who had the lightning in their hands. I look at them and go, Devon, you've aged, but God, you're just as handsome.
Oh, Royce, is that Umami? Get out of the way, quick. pull them out of the water a bit more so they're not... So their feet aren't touching the water. This is going to be a bit shocking. And as I basically defibrillator on their chest, that's my cure wounds.
Pause. Just pause.
No, is that a boo?
That's a boo card.
We go booed.
You booed me for my shocking statement. That is going to be 6 points of healing.
Excellent.
Is that like a defibrillate?
Yeah, it's like bzzz, clear.
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
The craziest dream ever. We were attacked by creatures in the desert, and then we were swallowed by the sand.
And you became a badger.
What? No. Wait, what? I see all the slashes in my body. Why? Ali, where are you?
Also, the camel
Ali is... Yeah, Haknar is nowhere to be found, neither is the camel. And you look out, and you see before you, leading into this cavern, leading even further than from where you currently are, is a river of light that seems to lead into the darkness. And that is where we will end the first half of the episode.
We're so good at puzzles. We literally fell into it.
Excellent, guys. We're going to have a 5-10 minute break. We will catch you guys on the flip side for part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Goodbye. Hello, and welcome back to part 2. As it was foretold, an Electric Boogaloo. We are about to go further in to what I don't know. I don't know with you lot. I'm hoping you go further in and you follow the river of light. Who knows? Right, you're in a cave. There's water.
We try and climb up the river.
Yeah.
Going back.
Yeah. To set the scene, essentially you're in a large cave with waterfalls falling down, and from the waterfalls is water, and all the water itself seems to be like light. It's where the light source is coming from. Josh, what's your character's name for the audience again?
It is Devon. Yes,
oh wait, they'd be able to see, wouldn't they? Oh no,
They-
but the
see-
podcast listeners
Yes.
Yeah.
will have only heard it once. So, Devon, our wonderful artificer. You've been studying this cave for a while, so you can either make a nature or an investigation check.
Oh, I'm going to go investigation because I'm smart.
Smart.
That's a 15 for a 21.
With a 21, you're not sure what the exact plant is, but seems to be mushrooms that are glowing, like fungal glowing mushrooms within the water, and they seem to be letting off spores that are literally going through the water, and that's what's giving off this light source.
Right. Well, I mean, let's get Umami up. There's a rock slab over here that I've been using as a bed for the past few days. I take it the statues and the sand got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we had camels, but I think we also had a parrot, but I think the parrot's pretty much taken one of the camels.
Right.
Yes.
So, Umberto, thank you for saving.
Devon, hello.
Nice to meet you. I kind of picked Umami up, and I was like, okay. Yeah, I just like ragged over my shoulder and like, okay. Always like I'm burping them. I'm like, oh, it's okay. Big day, come on. Yeah, carry them over to the rock slab.
Devon, it's been a while. What have you been up to?
Not much. I mean, I told you, if you ever need me to blow the horn, but I wasn't expecting you to blow it so close. I was just beginning to pack the stuff up.
I'm glad you were close when I blow the horn.
Shush. Oh, they're delirious. Phrasing. Why am I stroking my druid? There. Go to sleep.
It's the softer side of Umberto we hadn't known until now, but it's lovely.
The dad side of him's coming out now. I'm just like, it's okay, kiddo. You had a big day. You got a big day and you turned into a badger. That was real.
I mean, you must have blew on it really hard because it nearly popped my eardrums.
I did. Indeed, I did. They saw me. Yes. Why did you end up here looking after me? I mean, for the call, or how long have you been here?
A couple of days, I think.
Oh, maybe Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I came across the statues and I was quite intrigued by them. It seemed to be some sort of a trap, and I ended up sinking into the mud. Went into the sand, went for a bit of a swim, and I've been sort of living down here for the past few days. It's not been too bad. I've been able to do a little bit of excavating of the local area and learn a little bit, as an example. Do you know why the river itself lights up? Why it's all alight?
Magic.
Oh, fungi, maybe.
Yes, exactly, Umami. Yes, the fungi in the water. Magic would be the most plausible explanation because magic, but also science. So,
what?
Yes. Oh, I am a follower of the scientific arts, as it were. My particular field of study is archaeology.
Oh.
I dig old things up.
Well, it's how we first met. Yeah,
it's
how we first met. Yeah, it's the figurehead from the White Rose. It was acquired by Devon for me. It's a large white rose. It was antiquated from another ship. I can't remember exactly where you found it was, but yes, I paid a princely sum for it, and it was lucky up until the time. It sucked.
I do have to say, Royce, that it is rather strange to find the captain of a ship so far inland.
Yes. Yes, the ship that was my pride and joy is no longer floating above the waters, and in shame I travelled far inland and found myself towards the desert regions of these lands and made some good company. Hey, Umberto.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, ships of the land. Fate has truly, once again, smiled upon us.
Absolutely it has. I mean, imagine if we weren't together. The world would be a far more boring place.
Yeah. It's a little bit like you keep saying that because it is true. Umami, as I'm sort of making sure you're okay, I'm using a Fey gift thing, which is hospitality, so you and I both take temporary hit points. Amazing. 8 temporary hit points each. As I'm just sort of like, generally sort of like, it's okay, bud, you're right.
Yes, that feels good, yes. However, shall we take a moment to think about our life choices, like for an hour or so? Like, I'm not looking any good at all. And Umberto, the bone. I mean, you know how good I'm at healing. I have fixed you several times.
Yep.
But if I go down again, that's not good for anyone.
No.
Depends who you ask.
Not now, Devon. Not now.
Sorry. It's been a while. I've not had much. I've not had much contact with people other than my rock, Steve.
In 2 days.
Smash cut to a rock with chalk drawn on it.
Wilson.
Devon, just quickly, you didn't see anyone else come down this way, right?
No.
Nope. Nope, didn't see anyone. Just all of you coming up like catapults.
We have lost our, I was about to say our leader, but it's all a bit...
Benefactor, anyway.
Benefactor, that's
the person who gave me this, holding up a large obsidian stone.
Ooh, fascinating. I'd like
I know. Steve might have a new friend.
I was going to say, not we could meet with Steve.
I hand over a large obsidian item, which apparently is worth quite a lot of money. It's actually our payment for what we were doing for this this chap, Ali, looking at the other two as if to go, yes, Ali, not Hacknar, because we're not going to say that person's name.
Like, yeah, just...
Yes. Rest. Sure. Catch up. Drinks. The drinks are optional. Can we take a short rest, Dio?
Yeah, of course you can. You can take a long rest if you want to.
I'm not sure.
The compasses are working again, if anybody checks, by the way.
They're not just spinning round anymore. They are now fixed in one position. And how many do we have now? We each have one each now, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fine with a long rest, but I'm not sure about the others.
I mean...
I'm fine with that, because actually the compass, knowing Devon's attributes, would be a very good time for him to research anything to do with the compass that we have. So actually for him to examine that and see if we can gain any knowledge of what their use is, since we've lost the person who might, have bought us these things there. Also, I'd like to know how, Devon, you said you were packing your stuff up. So
Yes,
you know how to leave this place.
Well, because of how loud the ringing was, I thought it might be quite serious. So the spores seem to be heading down that light tunnel. So I was going to risk it for the biscuit, as they say, and I was going to swim that way to see if that would lead me out and then potentially get to you lot.
So following the river of light.
Yes, it's as if the plot demands it.
Praise be the plot. So what are we thinking? Long rest then? It's a big one, but I mean, our benefactor. We can.
If he didn't wait for us, it's because he can handle himself, right?
Or he got grabbed by something else and or got swept off down a. I mean, to be fair, Umami, you were unconscious. I didn't turn to Rice. Did you see any other? I was mostly trying not to drown. You didn't see another way.
Well, I was right next to him, literally holding hands moments before. So
Ah.
And you can see that in the cave there's multiple waterfalls, and you didn't all come through the same one.
Well, if we are going to take a long rest, whilst everyone's looking at the compass, if that's okay, I will explore the area and see if there's anything that I don't need a long rest, so a short rest would be more than fine for me.
Yeah, make a little short rest tick for you guys if you'd like to have a short rest.
Yeah,
Yes,
let's do a short rest.
And then if you'd like to make a little investigation check, Ross, you may.
Okay, thank you.
I would argue for if you decide to take a long rest, that if you decided to rest here for quite a while, that it's a long time to leave your friend on their own.
I agree.
That's the concern. I mean,
that investigation is going to yield a 14.
Fun.
Great. You're in the main area, this sort of big pool of water, as it were, and it starts to thin out and get a bit shallower as it leads through to this other corridor, as it were. You can see down the corridor, and the water continues to flow quite freely, lighting up most of this corridor, and the compass does seem to be pointing that way. But as you get closer to it, it does start to judder a little bit. And as you get further away, it straightens up. But as you get closer, it starts to judder up a little bit more. And you take a step into the sort of tunnel area, and it judders even further and further. So you take another step, and as you get further and further into it, it starts to spin again.
I retrace my steps back to the party and relay the very information you just told them.
Right.
It's the fact it led us to that and then spun as soon as I got inside the tunnel.
Very peculiar thing for a compass to do. May I have a look at it, please?
Of course.
During the short rest period, because I don't actually need to take one, I would like to ritually cast detect magic on the compass to see if it is magical.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, I will then ritually cast identify on it, so I know what it is and what it does.
Not a bad idea.
I think the first ritual you would get is that it's divination magic.
Oh, divination magic. That's very interesting. And then identify. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, and how many charges it has.
So,
I was just going to say, you learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
it seems to be, as you look at it, a mixture of magic and science. It's imbued with what can only be explained as magic to magic users. But for those of you who know how to artifice and tinker, you can see that there is a level of mechanics to this thing. And it seems to be under the effect of a find the path spell. And it is to a specific, already predetermined location. And it's a permanent spell that's going. And you gather that the gears that are in it are what's powering the compass. And that's what's allowing it to connect to the weave. What is beyond you is how it's done. Well, actually, you'd have to make an investigation check or a tinker's tool check.
Well, I think both would be the same for me. So,
Guidance.
Oh, thank you.
A pinch of salt on Devon's shoulder.
Like this.
Salt.
It's actually with the whole thing. More like pepper.
Oh, okay, right. Preparing to eat me. 17.
With a 17, it's a little beyond you, but it does seem to have a timeless quality to it.
I'd have to spend a lot more time to proper investigate and break down.
But
Not
this thing won't age.
item. Break down the item, not break it down physically, but study it and all of that sort of stuff. But it's controlled by or powered by some very strong divination magic, as well as some scientific elements. It seems to have a spell that allows you to find the path imbued within it, and the compass itself is powering itself to keep going. So if we follow the direction the compass points us in, that will lead us to where we need to go. It looks like it's probably locked into a predetermined destination.
On your 17 investigation check, you do notice that the modifications seem to be very specific to the user, basically. As you get closer to... You've listened to what Royce has said and you've been playing with it. Seems that as you get to specific points, the compass almost deactivates. Hence the spinning. It's not a deactivation as such, but it's almost a signal.
Back on track. I mean, you're one of those archaeologists. Have you seen anything like this before?
Not a compass like this, I haven't, no. First time I've seen something like this. It's quite fascinating. I'd like to speak to the owner of it and see where they got it from.
Well, yes. Well, when we find him.
He remember, he's not the owner. He stole it, didn't he?
Just trying to.
Oh, sorry. Well, keep hold of that anyway, Devon, because I wasn't trusted with them before. So, well, there's one for each of you. So you can have that, and I'll keep my rock.
Where's your rock? You gave it to Death. You gave it to Death one.
No, that's perfect. Royce holds up the hand to be like.
Holds up the rock.
I've already drawn a smiley face.
I hold up Steve. That's it. Oh, wrong one.
So you were out here looking at the statues. That's why.
Yes.
Had you what sort of stories have you heard about them, or did you just know it was a weird part of the desert? You heard any stories?
I was just traveling through the desert, and I just happened to see them. I didn't know anything about them until I bumped into them, and then I started looking at one of them, and then rawr, and splush, and I've been here for a few days now.
Yeah.
So, do you go further in altogether? We're off to see the wizard. All right.
Yeah, I think so. So we've taken a short rest, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
You start to head in further and... Sorry. The cat was looking very menacingly at my dice bags. I'm just going to...
The cat was observing me, and I did not like it.
Just don't want it to chew my dice bags up. She has a habit of doing that. So you go further and further, and you follow this trail, and the cavern gets a little bit wider and wider, and the stream starts to bend into separate streams. But the light's different. The light from the pool of water in the middle starts to creep up the sides, and you can see these fungal mushrooms growing up the sides of the corridors, of the sort of tunnels that are being built or being burrowed by the water. And that there are 3 tunnels that are lit by these fungal mushrooms, and the water's following through, but the water's clearly just water now. And then there's a 4th tunnel that is pitch black, but the water is still running like the liquid light. And as you get there, if any of you look at your compasses, they're spinning wildly.
Oh. Bugger. Oh, God.
So all of them are spinning wildly on each of those tracks, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 look the same, but one's dark, yes?
Yeah. One's dark and it's got the same liquid water light effect, but the other 3 are fully lit. The one tunnel that isn't lit, the dark one with the light, is smaller than the others as well.
Smaller as in shorter, or
As in tighter. Everything's shorter, tighter. But the light isn't as glowing as much.
I really don't want to pay.
So, question. When I did detect magic on the compass, because it's a 30-foot thing around me, did I get any magic from the mushrooms?
No.
Okay. Well, a suggestion that I do have is maybe we could. Are we swimming or are we walking?
Water. The water's quite shallow.
One thing I would suggest is why not? There's 3 compasses. There's 4 tunnels. One of us goes down each tunnel, not too far. Stay within sight of everybody else. See how the compass reacts to us going a little bit further down, and then one of us comes back and checks the 4th tunnel. The other one of us stays in the central point, keeping an eye on everybody. I've got a lantern, and I sort of pull my duster out, and I've got a small little lantern that can shine quite far. So just don't go out of the initial radius of the lantern's light, and you should be good. It's got it shines brightly for 60 feet, and then it's dim for another 60 feet. So don't go 60 feet away from me.
If you don't mind, just quickly flashing that down the corridor, the one that's already dark, just to make sure there's nothing.
Yeah, you flash it down the dark corridor. And how far does your light travel?
There's 60 feet of bright light and then 60 feet of dim light, so 120 feet in total.
You flash it down the dark tunnel, and you can see that it gets smaller and smaller till there could probably one large medium creature could fit through.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to get very squished if we go that way.
But yeah, it's not claustrophobically tight. It's just you'll have to go one by one. You won't be able to walk side by side. Whereas you've had a lot of room to sort of almost walk in a line if you wanted to. Whereas now the tunnel just seems to be getting darker and smaller. The other 3 tunnels are the same size as the ones you've been traveling through.
Is it like modern day video games where you have to go through the crack in the wall and that's the
you have to
screen?
Go like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So each of you take your compasses down each of the tunnels, and I'll stay here with my lantern and keep an eye on all 3 of you just to make sure nothing creeps up.
Or we can send Umberto and the 3 of us wait here.
Oh, I'm not letting him have all the fun. I'll go down one as well. I'll hold out my hand for one of the compasses.
I give you my compass.
Thank you, Umami. And I turn around and I just start walking down one of the ones I can see down, because I can't see in the dark. So I'll walk down one of the ones to the left. I don't know if they're sitting all in front of us. If there's one to the left, I'll start on the left.
Right.
And I'll just start walking off.
How far do you walk down?
Well, I'm following the compass, and I'll just start walking, and I'll keep talking.
The compass keeps spinning.
Keeps spinning as I walk, and I'll just keep saying, "It's spinning, spinning, it's spinning."
Does somebody else want to go down one of the other tunnels just to see if it keeps spinning?
Sure. It's spinning. It's
spinning.
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 In these tunnels.
How far do you go? Do you go far enough to not be heard?
How far is that?
Well, yeah.
Probably a good 500 feet.
Don't go too far. Stay within at least 60 feet in case we need to get to each other.
Then I go 60 feet and then be like... just sort of, nah.
Umami, do you want to go down the 3rd tunnel?
No.
Shall I go down the 3rd tunnel?
I almost died today. I'm not going to do it.
Okay. Can I take your compass? I'll go down the 3rd tunnel.
I think
you've got one.
You've got one. You've got my Royce. I've just taken my Marmy's one.
Yeah. I'll go down the third tunnel then.
Another 60 foot, yeah?
Yep.
The compass just keeps spinning.
Right. Okay. And then I'll start making my way back. And I think we need to try the last tunnel. I'll take the lantern and I'll start walking down it while the others are coming.
The dark one. I'll follow on right behind.
I mean, I've heard stories of people spelunking in these kind of things, and they always end up upside down. It's...
Compass is still spinning as you walk 60 foot down the dark tunnel with just the water light going. There's dim light. You can always see the next step, but you can't. You can just sort of see this line of water traveling through the dark. And obviously, where your lantern is, you can see 120 foot dim light. But past that, you can almost see this light just sort of squiggling through the dark.
Mm.
It's almost like pencil thin in the distance.
Right. Well, that idea didn't bear any fruit. Which way would you all like to go? I'm fairly new to all of this, so I'll follow your direction.
Well, we're on the way to some sort of library, just to fill you in.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Yes. And since we're going to a library that's full with all knowledge and wonderment and so forth, of the 3 tunnels, the one that's the smallest, that seems the darkest, for some reason, I think that was the way to get, it'd be hard through adversity to get towards knowledge. I mean, when you learn, you go through a process, and that process can be hard. So perhaps the hardest tunnel to travel down is the one we should take.
Kind of look at Umami as like, did that convince you? Because that just seemed...
What?
I mean, Royce, it's a good idea. I don't know if... Maybe this cave is intelligent enough, and to be... Look, so what Ali told us... Land of the Frozen, then following the River of Light, which we have, and now we're going into... Now, can I try and make like a history check to remember what else was like part of the riddle?
You've just quoted it.
That's it. That's as far as we got.
But just to give you context, the tunnels that are bigger are lit around the walls, but the water is not lit itself. Whereas the smaller tunnel, the only light source is the water. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I think now, having said that, I was like, well, okay then. I suppose we follow the river. Where does the water go? Yeah, and because there's light, but there isn't like, there's not breeze coming down that unlit tunnel. It's just so stagnant.
There is no breeze in these tunnels.
So just so I'm clear, the dark tunnel is dark, doesn't have mushrooms in it, but the river is alight. And the other tunnels has mushrooms in it, but the rivers aren't alight.
Then I think we should take the River of Light.
Follow the River of Light, yes.
I mean, as little as I want to just follow riddles and prophecies, yeah, no, that seems to be the best. Yeah, it does mean we have to go spelunking, but we got swallowed by some sand earlier. If that's the worst thing that happens to us today, then we're doing.
Umberto, I've never heard the word splunking. What's splunking mean?
Splunking. It's like when you go deep in searching in caves, you crawl through little gaps, and then you end up upside down and crushed, and then people spend a long time trying to get you out, and eventually they realise it's too much effort, and they just leave you there.
You all get stuck, and it's just like a giant caterpillar, and people are stuck.
Folks, if you want to hear some horror stories, start looking up the times when people get stuck in caves.
Don't
do it.
Look it up.
Do it.
It's awful.
Yes, there's a very oddly specific trauma there, Umberto. Something you've experienced?
Oh, I was in the war, and
Which one?
And there was lots of splunking going on.
Wow.
we were
What
being
war was that?
we were being chased, and we decided to go hide in the caves. And then you think, that's the way out. And then as soon as someone gets stuck, and they get stuck behind you, and they can't stay,
You start splunking on top of each other.
pretty much.
Exactly.
Looks at you with the face of someone who has seen some shit. I was like,
Well, I'm imagining some of it now as well.
I'm going to have to do some research into the War of Splunking.
Yeah, don't. Again, if you're scared of like spelunking stories, not nice.
Well,
especially when they start rotting. Anyway, yeah, let's.
It looks like this might be a long journey, so perhaps you regale us with stories of your past as we go. Lead on, Devon.
I don't think that's a good idea. Talking about the time I got stuck in a cave. Why don't you tell us about some of your sea adventures? We can pretend we're on the high seas and there's fresh air and not gestures of the darkness.
As we're walking, I'm just gonna lean into Umami because we're quite close and go. You know how to pick them, don't you?
Not really.
How's ATAC doing? I'm surprised they're not with you.
We were traveling together, but destiny sort of whispers something to them, and they decided to stay. Yeah, miss him already.
Would have been good to have seen him again, but there'll be other chances. Right? Yes. I'll lead the way, I suppose. Hold the compass in one hand, lantern in the other.
You guys start to head deeper and deeper into the tunnels.
The unknown.
And as you do, the light in the distance goes from pencil thin to almost being a light at the end of the tunnel. And as you get closer and closer, the water reaches a point where instead of flowing downwards, it flows directly up. And it covers the whole of the tunnel. In front of you, the water is now flowing upwards, almost creating a third wall.
And it's flowing.
Yeah.
It's flowing that way, not flowing downwards.
Yeah, it's flowing upwards. Like, if that's the bottom of the tunnel, the water's flowing up into the ceiling of the tunnel.
Is it going through air, or is it flowing up a wall?
It's going almost into the ceiling.
But we can't see what's on the other side of it. It's covering the whole wall.
Yeah.
So we can't
just
see
this wall of this wall of light.
We can't see if there's anything solid that it's running up. We'd have to put our hand through to find out whether there's anything on the other side.
Yeah.
And is there a hole in the ceiling? The water continues going?
You can't tell. There's just ceiling. It's almost like there's the water's cutting through it.
Right, well,
I'm gonna.
It's almost looking like a waterfall upside down.
I'm gonna take a piece of parchment or something. Quickly make like a paper.
Just make a swan.
What's the word I'm looking for? Like a paper sheep or a paper vessel, and just put it on top of the water and let go.
Yeah. It flows upwards and then hits the ceiling and just sort of like circles flat to the ceiling as the water keeps pushing it up against the ceiling.
And this is the last bit that we cannot go further into.
But does anybody look at their compass?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pointing straight at the wall.
Okay.
Oh. Well, we're going through there then. And
looks like it.
Royce walks straight through the waterfall.
Great. Royce disappears from your view.
I was going to see if
taken Royce.
I look at Umberto and Devon. Well, you're missing an eye. You're missing a lot of things. I think it's time for Royce to lose a limb. Let's just wait 5 minutes.
Okay.
Like, wait a minute. No, let's not wait that. And then I follow for Royce.
Okay.
Royce, don't die.
Stow the line until it
follows
doesn't get
after.
wet.
Yeah, you go in. Umberto, finally.
Just bloody kids. Yeah. Something.
You are in this wonderful constructed corridor of stone and gold. And the gold seems to be functioning around the stone as almost a clockwork system. And within these clockwork systems that are actually moving behind the stone and through the stone, there are blue lights that mimic the same light of the water. And it leads further into, and it's a longer corridor.
If I look back, what do I see?
You see almost like a portal of water.
So it's still there.
Flowing
Okay. I will just, in case, try to. Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna jump back and jump back in.
Yeah, you're in the cavern. You're in the corridor. You're in the cavern. You're in the corridor.
We're not trapped, so we need to run. We run back.
Okay.
Right.
Does the compass still point forward?
Yeah.
Then I'll just keep following the compass.
Guidance, just be careful, okay? Just be careful.
I'm sure there's no need to worry.
You are traveling for less than a minute around this corridor that seems to curve round. And as you do so, you reach a door made out of this same clockwork. And as you get to it, the door, a part of it hinges off. And you can see there's a space very similar to the book that has a compass space for it.
Only one compass space?
Just one.
I mean, I assume there were multiple doors to this place. Maybe this is... And I guess that means Ali hasn't been this way, if that's not unlocked.
Well, as I walk up to the door with the compass in my hand, I can't think of anything else I'd rather do than just put it straight in the hole.
Yeah, you do so.
I wouldn't think anything else.
No.
And the compass glows a bright blue. And the door, all the intricate details of the gold around the door also start to glow blue from behind. And then the door spits out the compass, which gently levitates back towards you, Royce. And the door itself raises back up and then opens up into a large corridor. And in the room are corpses. Of various degrees and sizes, and sat on a pedestal platform is a large lion with wings of a bird and a crown upon their head. And they look at you and they stretch out and they say, "My name is Sony Vafra. Welcome to the first test."
Oh, baby Jesus. I don't. He's a clever one. You can eat him first. Sorry, test him first. Taste. Oh, sorry, my English is terrible.
Those you see before you aren't people who took the test. They are people who chose violence. And as you can see, it did not end up well for them. Please. I believe some of them had items that might be useful to you. I have no use for them myself. And they just sort of settle back down with a paw on top of another one and wait for you to make a decision or a move.
Okay, are we taking items then?
Yes.
Can we take the items
and I'll
before
walk in.
What if that is the test? Is seeing if we will desecrate the dead.
Well,
that's a good idea.
Shall we ask? Excuse me, Sonny, is this the test that has a test started already?
No. The tests begin through that door, and they point with their head to another door at the opposite side of this room that you've come through.
I don't want to ask too many questions. Has someone come through here in the last sort of few hours? We had a companion who... Have you seen them?
Not through here, but there are many doorways leading towards the library.
Thank you.
Interesting.
So, Nivathra, do you live here?
I do.
How long have you been here?
Hundreds of years.
Do they look? Are they like regal looking, resplendent? What you know?
Yeah, they have
look amazing.
they have like a beautiful crown.
Yeah.
Their mane is perfectly like conditioned. They're not dirty or anything like that. They have a wonderful, almost like white silver sheen to them, and their wings they're bird-like, but they are more angelic than anything.
Then I can't. I'm so sorry. Go.
No,
sorry,
you go.
No, I was just about to say because I think I'd be in awe of a creature like that. And I'm going to tell them, Sonny, you're magnificent. I don't think I've ever seen a creature quite as amazing as you. It's an honor to be in your presence.
They nod their head and they say, "The honor is mine."
My name is Royce, by the way.
It is exceptionally pleasurable to meet you, Royce. For someone so polite. Most times I find that people here to take the test are either too greedy to get on or too excited. It is nice to meet someone who takes their time and they smile at you.
I bow to them.
I saw like Justice Royce was like, see? Good manners. It proves what you keep saying. Being nice, being companionable will probably pay off. Well done.
May I ask, are you a sphinx by chance?
I am indeed a timeless sphinx.
Oh, I've only ever seen pictures, and believe me, the pictures do not, like Roy said, the pictures do not do you justice. They majestic, right? So you're not the one that's going to be giving us the test. We need to go through the door for the test to actually happen.
That is correct. I am merely a keeper of the test to make sure that all the rules are adhered to. There will be punishments for cheating.
The rules. What are those rules? Do you tell us those first, or do we learn them as we go?
Usually as you go. The first test is a test of intelligence.
Oh dear.
Failure is punishable, but still you may champion yourself. The tests were created so that those who were worthy would find the library. They were created by the keepers, the guardians of the library.
Right.
The second test is a test of strength.
Is that all the tests? Just two?
Just two.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I recommend preparing yourself for them.
Okay.
There is no rush.
Good. Yeah, this is... I guess let's start examining these...
corpses?
Now, do they look like they've been ripped to pieces, possibly by a large cat? Is that what happened to them all?
Yes, that's pretty much, yes, it's pretty accurate.
Devon, can you
Yes.
help us with that little trick of you that detects magic?
Of course, yes. I will spend, as the Sphinx has said that we can take all the time we need, I will spend 10 minutes to ritually cast Detect Magic.
Oh, I can do that quicker while you're doing that. I've got, as a hobgoblin, I've got magical awareness, so I can detect spells and magical items within 60 feet. So I think it's okay for you to keep going, because I think for me, it's just like a blip. So I just sort of like, okay, I'll see what I've got, and then you can walk around and check everything else. So that's okay now. I just standing in the middle of these corpses, I'm like,
Yeah. You managed to grab like a few things off of the floor, and off of some of these corpses. You can find no certain like magical weapons, but there are. Because how long are you going to spend doing this?
For me, it's an action. It's just, again, like, I think Devron's got the general spell. Mine's just a sort of like radar blip, anything within 60 feet of me.
But like in terms of searching through the corpses, is that still something you're going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. How long do you reckon you'll spend? Like a good hour?
Yeah.
Is
why
there
not?
that many corpses? How many corpses are there?
Well,
It's like
after
An
after
hour's
10
worth.
after 10 minutes, if there are any magic, like with me casting a more potent version of the spell, it would ping where if there is anything magical within the corpses. So after 10 minutes, we could directly go to where we need to.
Yeah, there's a good 40 corpses.
I thought you said 40 magic items. Like,
No,
Just so many axes.
but from Umberto's like first ping, you can sense 2 items.
I will go.
But are you going to spend the hour searching, regardless? Yeah.
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 Well, yes, why not? There's tests coming up. Yes.
Yeah.
So as you go through, there are probably various weapons of all shapes and sizes. So if you wanted to pick up a weapon now, let me know. There would be armor ranging from full plate armor to leather armor. So if you want to change your armor set, let me know. One thing that you do find is a particularly special. There seems to be like grouped together 2 separate figures. One of them has an adamantine dagger, and the other one has an adamantine maul. Not necessarily magical, but certainly well crafted. And adamantine is very rare. The magic items you find are what is clearly a healing potion of the supreme quality. And finally, a statuette. If anybody wants to make a religion check on the figure.
Josh, sorry, Devon, I think your expertise in, excavation and so on, I'm gonna give you guidance.
okay, yes. What am I rolling?
Religion.
Religion, yes.
Religion.
Religion.
Ooh, 18 I got.
You have a perfectly carved figurine of Gore, the Venerable, who is a pantheon god here in Zakhara. They're representative of wisdom and improvement in understanding through experience. And the figure is that of an elderly gentleman wielding a hatchet. And you know that idea is given because the idea is that the hatchet is there to attack the root of the problems. You know that here in Zakhara, Gore is a favored deity of academics and researchers. So yeah, one of the main pantheons, very, very sort of popular within Zakhara. The item itself, you'd have to cast Identify on, which I'm assuming you would do.
Within
As
the
a
hour,
ritual.
yeah. As a ritual, yeah.
It is essentially the icon of Ravenloft, but it's the icon of Gore, so it's a legendary item.
Oh, golly.
Oh. And this is where Josh goes and finds it to see what it does.
So yeah, if you want to add the icon of Ravenloft to your inventory, whoever wields this.
Well, do those 4 things fit slightly into what would be attributes? Because a maul is a large thing with a blunt end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Large, yeah. And then you've got a magical healing potion and a little finesse dagger, which, yeah. they kind of slip into aspects of our characters almost quite very neatly. I don't know.
Yeah, the healing potion and the icon are kind of up for grabs, really, and whoever really wants them, because I believe the requirements for it are just to be a good person, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I after having cast Identify on it, I think it would be most beneficial for either myself or Umami to take it. It allows us to use a amplified version of our healing abilities. Unfortunately, neither of us are clerics, so there are some properties that we can't access, but we could also commune with the gods through the use of runes and stuff, or bones and things, if we so require. Basically, Josh is saying that it allows us to cast augury. It has Bane of the Undead, which none of us can do because none of us are clerics. It also allows us to use cure wounds within 30 feet, and the target regains 3d8 plus 3 hit points, unless it's undead.
Oh, okay,
But we can only do that once.
Oh, that's
Each of those things are only once, and they come back at the next dawn.
Oh, all right. Well,
still, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Depending on how long we're going to be down here, and also, to be honest, we can return this to some sort of. Maybe some of us need to go visit a temple at some point and go and make some apologies. I'm sure if we return an artifact, that might make us look a bit.
Not anyone specific.
Give us good grief.
point at Royce, just like.
What?
Yeah, as Royce looks up the court.
No idea.
Umami, would this go against? Also, while you're within 30 feet of the icon, a creature, while anybody is within 30 feet of the icon, they are under the effect of protection from evil and good against fiends and undead.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh,
it doesn't go against my divine connection with the moon, but I wonder if we should provide healing to those that don't have healing. Right?
Yes.
I can heal, you can heal. But for example, if I go down and Umberto is really close or Royce is really close, maybe they can assist.
Maybe I don't mean any offense in this statement, but maybe Royce, I would assume, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but Royce, you are from memory quite quick on your feet.
Well, reasonably. Master swordsman as well.
So you can get around if need be, and our rather large friend there, Umberto, it looks like would be in the thick of it. But I don't mind.
You're not wrong.
No, I've got a normal looking healing potion. I had my eyes on the dagger. That's all I was looking at. Just I'm going to be front and center stabbing things. I didn't know if that might help.
And I believe you can two-hand it because they're both finesse weapons.
Oh, so I could have a rapier in one and a dagger in the other.
Oh yes,
that would be quite nice. And I have got a little healing potion. If I know exactly what you're talking about, Umami, I have got some access to that, but it's whether that potion right there is going to do something really, really good. I'm not sure.
Okay, then I take the statue. I will make sure it gets back to its temple, and I will honor the figure.
I guess I'll take the heavy blunt object then.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but that's you are yourself a heavy blunt object. So game sees game.
I mean, yeah, there's no shame in knowing what your limitations are.
Not a limitation, it's just strength, buddy.
Hey.
Fist.
There you go.
Yeah. So now, just like a normal maul stats, or?
Yeah, just an adamantine maul.
Nice.
When used to break objects, if it hits an object, the hit is a critical hit.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Those damn BBEG doors aren't going to stand a chance against you now.
Adamantine.
Breaking and entering.
No weapon. Adamantine. Oh.
So who took the icon in the end? Umami.
So we've just got to basically stay close to that. We might be all right. And then are you taking the sexy Healy potion then?
Me? I can take the
Supreme.
sexy potion if you want. It's a very odd name to give it. Does it have some unknown properties that I'm aware of?
To what your magic
Gives you a boner? I don't know.
No, it just makes you even more sexy. I mean, hey, when you come at me with that, I'm going to be pleased to see you.
Well, I best be careful then. I'm going to give it
lucky you.
Are you wanting to start the test now? The Sphinx asks.
Just out of curiosity, you said things about armor. Any armor looking a little bit better than just light leather armor?
I would say with the 40 corpses, if you wanted studded leather or anything like that, you could totally switch out. For whatever armor you want to switch out, you now have the access to do that. If you want full plate mail, you could have full plate.
Oh, no, I can't wear that. No, just the best light armor that I can see, which would be studded, yeah?
Yeah, I think studded leather is the best.
Great. Then I'm going to put some of that on.
Yeah, it's a bit musty to smell. Doesn't smell the best, but it certainly does the job.
It's all right. I'm not trying to impress anyone down here. You sounded genuinely disappointed by that.
I think you should always I think you should always be on the need to impress your good friends. We're like, hey guys, look how svelte I look.
Anybody else wanting to pick up any weapons or armor?
I'd like to take some of the oldest stuff. Like anything that's really, really old and ancient, I'd like to take it. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to stick it in my bag of holding.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because archaeologist.
Yeah, I'd say between the 40 people as well, you probably find about like 120 gold pieces in total.
That's 30 each.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah, there's things of like depreciating kind of like value for you, Devon. Things that are maybe of like historical interest, like books that aren't too crusty and like journals that might do well to look at a later time.
This belongs in a museum. Do I happen to find a cowboy hat and a whip that I might be able to take?
Hey. You find it. You can certainly find a whip, so I see no reason why you can't have a cowboy hat.
There we go. It's a bit flat. It's been squished by maybe a large boulder. There we go.
Oh, let's hope that's not part of the the test of dexterity.
It wasn't until now.
It's definitely your style. Royce, does Royce have a hat?
Yes. I've got a rather large green pirate hat on.
Pirate hat, yes. Good. Umberto, I think we need hats as well.
I think that's something we'll work towards.
I'm gonna look for a beanie and put it on top of Umberto. Yeah. That's it. With a funny ball at the top.
I'm wearing a pom-pom hat.
It's like almost like an Arabian themed beanie. Like a really wide brim.
Change the hero forge.
So Sonny Vafra looks at you all and says, "Are you ready to start the first test, or do you need more time to rest?"
Bring it on.
I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm good to go.
Excellent. They stand up from their point and they gently walk towards the next door. Do you follow?
Yeah.
So you head into the first room, and as you get to the door, the Sphinx gets closer and the door lifts down again, and one of these compasses reveals, this compass hole, but instead of a compass hole, or taking a compass out for the door, the Sphinx just blows on it, and as you see the Sphinx blow, like a blue light gently comes out of their mouth and fills the door, which then opens up into this large room.
Oh.
In the room, words start to light up across the wall, and the Sphinx sits at the entranceway of the door and says, "Please enter."
One more question.
Yes?
Your crown. What are you the king of? Or queen or royalty?
I am not sovereign of any land, but I am sovereign of this time.
Really cool. I want. And it starts walking.
They smile.
This is mine.
You can't have my lovely crown.
The rest of you following?
Yeah.
Great. The doors behind you close with the Sphinx inside the room with you all. Sphinx explains, "You have one opportunity to solve this puzzle. With your failure, you will receive your punishment. Again, your punishment may be overcome, but it will not help you for what's to come."
And you say that this first test is a test of intelligence?
Wisdom, yes.
Wisdom.
Or intelligence, depending on who you are. But let it begin.
Umberto, sounds like your pink.
And the lights start to burn into the walls, and you can see in Celestial, written across the whole room, is, "I am the beginning of time and part of the past, present and future. I'm part of history, but not of the here and now. In a moment you'll find me, if you know what I am. What am I?" And the lights all coalesce to the very center where there's another door, and there seems to be a similar sort of opening for one of these compasses, but it's a different shape. And then all around the room, lights start to pop up all around you, and they're different letters in Celestial script. Basically the alphabet in Celestial script.
For most of the party not being able to speak Celestial, we're just like, that's nice.
I'll tell you what, this is the one character that I chose not. I didn't pick Celestial for. I normally pick Celestial for all my characters.
I do speak Celestial.
Good.
And
Mommy,
the other
what does it
faces-
say?
I go like, yeah. And I look at the oblivious faces. Are we okay in here, guys? Like, should I translate to you?
I mean, I assume those are the questions, and none of us speak the language. So yeah, if you could, that'd be.
I'm gonna repeat.
Do you guys want it again?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I mean, Tom knows the answer, but Umberto doesn't.
Very good, very good.
I like riddles. I like escape rooms. So I'm like,
I am at the beginning of time, and part of the past, present, and future. I am part of history, but not of the here and now. In a moment, you'll find me. If you know what I am, what am I?
Umberto, you been. I think you are the one that has lived the most. I
could never tell if you're trying to put me down or not, mate. You're just like, moi. I'm showing you, grandfather. I show you such respect. I mean,
you might have collect a lot of stories.
I mean, an idea, but I mean, does anyone else want to have a guess? Because we've only got one go.
Gonna be completely honest. I was going to ask to roll for the answer because I'm an intelligence-based character, but I can't do riddles. Shit.
You can definitely roll an investigation check.
Guidance. Here goes turmeric and cinnamon on your face.
Sorry, what did you put on my face?
Cinnamon and turmeric.
Right, sorry. I just needed to clarify for a
Don't
second because I was looking at numbers and I didn't hear what you said.
Don't get it in your eye. Burn.
21. I got a 21.
You
So
got-
Tom can give me the answer and then I'll say it and we'll cut it out so it sounds
Sorry.
like I'm intelligent.
I thought you said 1 then. Your microphone cut out, so it just sounded like you went 1.
1.
No, 21.
Does anybody think that they might have the answer other than Tom?
Well, I'd just like to see whether I can give it a go, because
Yeah, go
I quite like it. Well, when it's saying I'm the beginning of time, does it actually mean time itself or T from the word time? And then I'm the beginning of time, past, present, and future. Does that mean it's got T, P, P, and F in it? I am
So it
part
goes,
of this.
I'm the beginning of time and part of the past, present, and future.
Part.
It's in moments. It's in, yeah.
It's in a moment you'll find me. And if you know why, sorry, I couldn't get it all down in one. So it's not to do with time, past, present, and future, or anything to do with that. It's just letters within words. Yes,
It's a word puzzle. Yeah.
it's a word puzzle. Excellent. I'm so pleased. I'm not going to hold anything else up because if we had more time, I'd try and actually work it out. But as you said, I'm not sure Royce would. Well, actually, I don't know. Royce has wisdom. I don't know.
I like to think that we could do that. We have all sort of like, again, been on long journeys, and it's that sort of thing. Like earlier, we were doing like dice games. You would end up doing riddles.
Yeah.
So I want to say, as a group, where we could all be like, I think even Umberto is like, well, it's a trick, isn't it? It's not actual time. It's the. Although we are assuming that the word celestial for time also has the letter T and moment and past and present and future. And
Yes.
maybe it's one of those ones that doesn't translate necessarily. Unami, you speak the language. Let T turn up in celestial.
I'm gonna if I can write on the wall something just like, let me give you the characters in common so it works better for you.
You would be able to see that there is a repeating character in all of them, and Devon, you would know that because the answer is only one letter, you are looking for one letter, and the riddle does make sense that the letter would be T.
T. Yeah.
Imagine now if you're like, no. God, we're talking about Indiana Jones. It's like, but Jehovah doesn't start with a J.
I'm just gonna turn to the others with the hat really low down.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna raise it up with a really cocky look at my face and go, although you can only see one eye, it'll be like T, and then put it back down, spin back around again really dramatically.
We do hear quite.
Yes. Is he offering us something to eat, or is that the actual end?
You want me to prepare some tea?
Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
thought.
please. If you could turn the kettle on, that'd be fantastic.
I've also got infinite amount of coffee if anyone needs it. But
Oil the jug.
yeah.
No, I believe the answer is T.
So, do you go pick up do you find the celestial figure for T?
I don't personally know it. I will sort of push Umami to go do it. 'Cause
No, I imagine more like Devon heading to one, which is the wrong one, and Umami just puts them in the right direction.
Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. This isn't a practical joke again, is it? Like the last time we did something like this.
I have apologized already. I paid for everything that was damaged. So please, can we leave that in the past?
I still have a few of the puncture holes in my arse cheek from where I fell on that small spike pit.
I mean, they apologized.
You were into it.
That's because you pointed me in the wrong bloody... Right, yes, okay, I'm just going to... And I go to the letter that Umami tells me to go to, and
And
I
you were like-
wince.
You grab that it's like a rock with it carved into, and you go over to the door and you put the rock in, and the rock seems to get all the light swallowed out of it as it is absorbed into the door, and the door again, all the gold glows with that blue light and then starts to open up to you. And Sony Vafra nods and starts to walk into the next room.
Somehow you see a face of relief in Umami. It's like, phew, you know I'm dyslexia, right?
What?
Very good.
That explains,
so
that
much as this has
explains
come
so
from you
much.
reading Celestial, and you're like, I have no idea, mate.
It's very funny. So you head into the next room. And in that room is let me just double check, I believe, large. I could be wrong. Could be huge.
Huge.
Just finding that out for you now.
Really big guy.
It is a large statue with blue eyes made out of blue gemstones. And they start to glow. And there's a large arena room. And the Sphinx takes off in flight and sits at a viewing point quite high. It's about 100 feet high. And the doors close behind you. And in Celestial, across the room is written, to be a savior of these two tomes, one must fight for them. And the sculpture starts to get up, and you can see there's clockwork parts to it, and it starts to stretch itself out as you all need to roll initiative.
Gasp.
The strength-based challenge is a combat challenge.
Ooh.
Who rolled 20? Umberto.
That's me.
Nice.
Old Fighty Jones here.
Fighty Jones. Great stuff.
I got a 13.
13. Very nice, Devon. Oh. And what did you get, Royce?
18.
Wait.
Hey.
Right. Oh no.
Yeah, he has fallen.
I've dropped a dice.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, as long as it wasn't a D4, and as long as you found
it was a D4.
Oh,
make
curses.
sure you find it. 'Cause
Yeah.
you know what will happen. You'll go to stand up, and you'll stand right on it.
Where is it? What have you done?
And they make
Where
really
is
good caltrops. I never actually thought that.
Yeah.
If you're a
Where is
D&D
it?
ninja,
Oh,
you'd go,
shit.
there you go.
Oh, there it is. Oh, pyramid.
The chat show we do, one of the possible questions is would you like to step on 10 D4s or one a day? For that, just so you're any time.
All at once. It doesn't
All at
state
once.
what you have to have on your feet, so I'd be wearing steel-toe cat boots.
The moment you go and have a bath, you'll be very surprised to find one or it's in your boot.
He always bathes in his boots. Always. It's well known.
I've actually done that. Got in a bath. I put a bath bomb in a bath, and it was one of those ones that dissolves and there's dice in there. And then I didn't realise that because it was a present.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said. I thought you meant that you got in a bath in your boots, and I went, "Wow, that's what I thought you were thinking." I'm glad you thought the same thing.
I have also done that.
You nutters. Rose, sorry, what did you get?
18.
18. Great. Okay. Start of initiative, surprise to no one, is Umberto.
How far away is this statue?
About 40 feet away.
Okay. So not with combat. Let's have a look. 5 feet. I think I will. Okay, I'll just I'm just having a look at how rage works, where it's like you have to do damage since your last turn, or you take damage. Okay, so there's no point in me raging.
So it'd be your next turn. So if on your next turn, if you didn't take damage or deal damage, by the end of that next turn, your rage would end. Yeah.
So still worth. Okay, I will go into. I will move. Basically, I will get the 30 feet.
Yep.
Of rage, just because, and a little bit of like, kind of going into like defender mode. Or like, hey, come get me. So again, I go into my very calm little rage. I got a 4 on the magic infusing the weapon, which is now the maul.
Right.
The weapon's damage is force and gains the light and thrown properties. It comes back to my hand.
Very cool.
I throw it.
Go for it.
As it.
Did you say you're using the maul?
Yes.
Great.
I throw the maul. Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does hit.
I do 10 points of bludgeoning.
Is that plus your rage damage?
No, that isn't. That's 12. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is that doubled because it's a construct?
No.
Boo. Yes, so 12 points, and the weapon flies out of my hand. Bonk. Flies back. Catch it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Hammer, amazing.
Yeah. So that's
I have just forgotten. Anyway.
What have you forgotten?
I have just realised I was meant to level you up.
At what point?
after the sand fight.
These went from deadly to deadly plus.
Great. This is going to be a fun fight.
Well, I think it's only fair that after this fight we level up twice then.
I was
Here we
just
go.
about to suggest that.
As a treat.
As a treat.
This will be an interesting one.
Also, I suppose to be fair, we haven't long rested, so by one of the rules where you're like, oh, you need to have a long rest. Yeah.
This is going to be in the actual episode, but I'd just like to say hello to the blooper real quickly. You will see the full image of this, but there is a cat right in Niall's background doing very funny things.
What is she doing?
What's she up to, my love?
Being a cat.
In a monster. Yeah. All right.
Absolutely monster. Yes.
That's the end of your turn, isn't it?
Yes, that's my bonus. That's my action. I still have my reaction.
Royce, it's your turn.
So 40 feet away, yes?
Yes.
Too far away for me to get to. Just out of curiosity, is there anything in this room that you could hide behind?
No, it's like a big wide open
Thought there
arena.
wouldn't be.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
But with sneak attack, you don't have to hide. As long as an ally is within 5 feet of a creature, or you have advantage, so you can always attack that way and get sneak attack that way.
We don't know what sort of thing it's going to do at the moment. We're all standing in a clump, so I'm wondering whether I should fan out a little bit. Use the old bow to at least get a ranged attack in one go. So well, that's what we'll do. I'll fan off to the side, closing a bit of distance with it as well. So if I wanted to, I can get within 30 feet. So just fanning off, I'll pan left. Great. And I will shoot it with my short bow, if I may. And let's see what it does. How's an 11 to hit?
11 doesn't hit.
Doesn't it? Okay. Strange. Don't understand. Don't understand that. Okay.
The bow, the arrow flies loose, but the bow isn't particularly aimed well, as you're maybe not used to fighting creatures so large.
No, exactly. And I don't use my bow very often as well.
No, you aim too high and it skies rockets over.
Boink. One more way. Okay, great. So I've panned. So they're all here. I'm just there. So just run that by me again, because I've got these funny things with this swashbuckler. That I've got the other stuff to make sneak attack work as well. And I just want to make sure that I then put myself in the best position.
Let me have a look.
So I don't need advantage on an attack roll to use my sneak attack against a creature if you're within 5 feet of it. So I'd need, so that's next attack. If I run in, do a bit of damage and run away again, that'll be the best thing. So if I stay within 30 feet, we should be good. So actually, that's not too bad.
Yeah, so basically, as long as you're within 5 feet of it, but nothing else is within 5 feet of you, you have advantage.
Yeah, so actually panning left.
Oh, you don't have advantage, you just have a sneak attack.
No.
Okay.
But I don't need advantage.
You'd need to be at a point where no one is within 5 feet of you, but you're within 5 feet of the creature.
That's it. So yeah, going left and staying out to that side is fine. Actually, I like that gesture as well. It might be not so bad to carry on round. I'll use a dash to carry on further round, staying within 30 feet and carry on round the large. Big nasty.
Yeah, you're about 15 feet away from it.
Oh, is that the best I can do?
No, you could be 30 feet away from it if you wanted to, but
well, I know 30 feet would mean that I could get in, attack, and then get back out again with dash, wouldn't it?
Yeah, if that's where you'd rather be.
Yeah, I think so. Let's say 30 feet away from it.
Yeah, totally.
That's not at all a bad idea. Yeah, get in and out.
Yeah.
Great. Coolest of beans. So many pages open. End of your turn, Royce.
Yeah.
Devon, it's your turn.
So, how far away is it?
40 feet from you.
Okay. I would like to... I'll walk up so I'm in line with everybody else. And everybody else is 30 feet away from it, aren't they?
No.
So Royce is currently like 60 feet away from you guys, 30 feet away from it almost. You and Umami are next to each other, but Umberto's in front of you.
Okay. How close is Umberto to it?
10 foot away from it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm going to walk forward and I'm just going to open up my duster. You can see there's all these different like alchemical like tinkering sort of things, and I'm going to pull out what looks to be a spherical looking object with a pin in it maybe, and I'm going to shake it up, pull the pin, and I'm going to lob it at the creature behind it, and it's going to explode in a cloud of purple dust as I cast Fairy Fire behind it to not get Umberto in it.
Nice. So what does that need to make a dex save?
I believe it's a dex save.
Yeah.
Yes, dexterity saving throw DC. I'm not going to tell you until you roll.
Well, it got a 10, so...
DC's 14,
and
so...
I also have access to your character sheet. So.
No, our secrets!
Me trying to be sneaky. Yes, we all have advantage against it now, and it's a concentration spell.
Funnily enough, the big, slow statue isn't good at dex saves.
Oh, no.
It's got a purple outline around it. It shines bright within 10 feet. If it happens to be able to turn invisible, we would still see it. And
imagine.
You don't see me. You're just there. No.
So everybody has advantage. Haha.
If you have concentration, you have advantage. Or that doesn't go away.
It will. If I lose concentration on the spell, then the fairy fire ends.
So we just keep having advantage, which is also very good for our sneak attack. Yeah.
Yes.
Umami, it's your turn. Oh wait, sorry. Is there any bonus action or anything?
No, that's it. It's my turn.
Right. Umami, it's your turn.
So Sailor Moon transformation again into the. I'm gonna go Callus this time because I need to keep them up with my healing. I'm gonna keep some step back, so probably be behind everybody else.
You currently are. You're about 40 feet away from the creature. You're about... How far did you want to be, Josh? Did you want to be... like...
I'll be 5 foot behind Umberto.
Great.
And with So that's my bonus action. That's a bonus action, right? 1 second. Starry form. That's a bonus action.
Starry night.
I'm going to moonbeam.
Ooh.
The one that has been damaged by Umberto.
Umberto's not attacked her yet, but
No, but Umberto attacked someone.
Oh no, you did. Yeah, you did damage.
I
it.
did.
Sorry.
I threw my maul. It bounced
10
back.
points of damage.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Let's go for radiant. That's usually better. So could you please make me a Constitution 14? Oh, probably they are really good at Constitution, right?
Bit old statue.
Yeah, they got a 17.
Yeah.
But that's half damage for Moonbeam.
I think so.
Yeah.
So you take half of 15, 7 points of radiant damage.
Perfect. How does your Moonbeam look as you cast it?
It looks like so initially there is a big pan in the sky, but when you look at it, it's actually like a wok, or like one of those big pans, silver, and then it start pouring like some sort of liquid. It could be, let's say, like very hot oil, but obviously just this radiant damage, and it just stays there, like licking, like gooily.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it starts to burn away at some of the stone working on this large creature. Anything else? Want to move anywhere?
No, I'm gonna stay there.
Cool. It is now its turn.
Oh dear.
It's gonna swing. It's gonna move forward 2 steps and swing for Umberto.
What could I
At
possibly
23 to hit.
Biscuits.
It deals 3d8 of damage. Oh no.
Go on.
25 points of damage, half to 12.
Ouchie. Fortunately, I still had some temp hit points, but that's
good. It swings again.
Oh no!
For a 22 to hit.
Oh no! The hubris of my actions!
But it rolled quite low. (17), half to 8.
Oof.
For your rage. Its arms come down like pistons. Poof. And dust just starts to rise up at the spot of where Umberto was.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Yeah, like, it hits hard and it looks up and it cranks and you can hear the gears moving as its glittering sapphire eyes shine at you. And that is where we will end today's session.
Oh, goody. Oh, my kidneys.
Join us again next week for the final part of Tales of Fate, the first stories. Will our adventurers survive this encounter? Who knows? The DM forgot to level them up, so, you know.
Which makes us extra heroic. We're just like, we tell the Sphinx, and he's like, yeah, rough.
The Sphinx is watching us.
Yeah. They're just like, ooh.
Ooh. Ooh. This was aimed for level 5.
No.
Anyway, guys, lots of love. Hope you enjoyed the session, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
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 Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's session. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, you can catch us on Mondays and Tuesdays from 6 p.m. UK time, where we play Dungeons and Dragons, and also on Fridays from 6 p.m. UK time, where we play other TTRPGs. You can also find us on YouTube on either Wednesdays or Thursdays, where we do our talk shows. Talking is a free action, or Talk Together. Due to schedules, they're not every week. Just follow us on social media and join our Discord to see when those episodes will be going live. Speaking of YouTube, if you are watching on YouTube, please do give us a like, follow, subscribe, all of that stuff. Comment down below. It helps with the algorithms so that we can see what you like and what we should be doing more of. You can find us all over social media as Roll Together RPG, and a massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. We love them. They are the best. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. You can join them from as little as one of your local currency per month, or one goat, which must be sent to Tom, by following the links in chat or in the description below. There are 2 different tiers that you can join with different benefits, so go give those a look. You can also join our Discord, as mentioned before, again by following the links in chat or in the description below. And we will see you next week for more Roll Together adventures.